Welcome back to another episode of Daily Fortnite, your daily podcast about Fortnite. I'm your host, Mikey, aka MikeDaddy, aka MagnificantMikie. I am a creator you can support. Just put in MikeDaddy, MMMikeDaddy, in the item shop in Battle Royale or Save the World. And whenever you are shopping around with those V-Bucks, a little bit will go my way. Also, I have that Amazon link. If you click that in the show notes or show description and then shop around on Amazon, a little bit will go my way for that as well. Let's get into some topics for Fortnite right now. First thing first, the glider redeploy. Man, I tell you what, I am so conflicted with this right now. Like, there's times where I miss it, and then there's times where I'm glad it's gone. I keep going back and forth with it over my head. I just cannot make up my mind. Overall, I do hope that it comes back to regular game modes. But the thing is, I do like having a little bit of room to breathe in between battles. But then again, sometimes it makes the game feel a little bit slower pace. I do like the faster pace, but then sometimes I'm thinking, man, I do like that little breather between battles and not having constantly somebody glide in on me over and over right after a battle. Boom, I'm in a battle, I win it, and then somebody glides in. Boom, I get that guy, and then another guy glides in. Sometimes that could get kind of hectic. But, yeah, I've just been going back and forth. I mean, it's been a tough one to decide, but overall, I do think it would be better if it goes back. There was a time where I always say don't get lost in the storm. Well, one time I got lost in the storm. I was in a battle with somebody, ended up winning that battle, only had 30 health left, and then of course the circle was all the way across the other side of the map, and this battle took a little while. So by the time I had finished the battle, the storm circle was getting ready to move, so I could not get to the other side of the map fast enough to get out of there. And so it sure would have been nice to be able to just build up a couple of ramps and then be able to glide and just keep doing that over and over until I got, until I was safe. So I missed it in that instance. Yeah, that was one of the times I missed it, really. But overall, I mean, while it's gone, use those balloons. The balloons are actually a great way to get around the map really fast right now. Until they bring it back, I hope they do bring it back. Like I said, I keep going back and forth, but overall, I'm pretty sure I want it back. Let's see here. Let's talk about the mounted turret now. The mounted turret has already had a huge nerf, so let's go over the nerf. The turret floor health has been reduced from 5,000 to 1,000, so it's got a lot less health there. And then the turret itself has been reduced from 800 to 400, so that is a big nerf there as well. Now, I don't blame them for that because, man, this thing definitely felt OP. It was not exactly what I thought it might be when it was first revealed to us. The rate of fire is pretty fast. It does a lot of damage. So it definitely needed some sort of nerf. I mean, even the cooldown, the cooldown wasn't... It didn't take that long for it to cool down, or it doesn't take that long for it to cool down. So I don't think that was a strong enough... it wasn't balanced enough with the cooldown. So the fact that you're able to deal damage to it to take it out a little bit faster now, I guess that will be some sort of consolation. I still not sure about this. I mean, I feel great about the amount of damage it does. It's just the rate of fire. It fires so fast that it's hard to get any breathing room at all if you are the player who is trying to defend from this. And when I think of a turret like this, I'm thinking of something like anti-aircraft that is not going to shoot that fast for, because it's still, even though it has a cooldown, it shoots for a pretty long time before it reaches that overheated time. So maybe it's something that they can just keep messing around with and adjusting in the future. I'm glad that they at least brought down the health of it so that you can destroy it a little bit quicker, but even still, it's hard to get that much damage done on something when somebody is shooting at you while they're sitting in that, because, again, this thing does damage, and it does damage fast. Let's see here. What's another thing we can go over here is the food fight LTM and some adjustments that they made for that. So let's see here. They've posted this over on the Fortnite BR Reddit. This came from Epic, and they say food fight adjustments. Hey, beef bosses and tomato heads, we've made some changes to the food fight LTM. Mascot health decreased from 200,000 to 100,000. They decreased mounted turret drop rate by 50%. They added the timer of Storm 4 to Storm 3. This means there will only be 3 total storm circles. They reduced the auto mascot damage by 40%. Auto mascot damage is applied to each team's mascot at set intervals so that matches will auto resolve within a set time frame. Oh my goodness. Bless me there. Still dealing with a little cold here. Where was I? So mascots at set intervals so the matches will auto resolve within a set time frame if neither team is able to destroy the enemy's mascot. Auto mascot damage starts ticking 5 minutes after Storm Circle 2. Drop in and let us know what you think. So yeah, you guys definitely should drop in and let them know what you think. Drop in and let me know what you think, because I actually haven't played this game mode yet. I've been real busy at work. Yesterday, I wanted to play a little bit of the Scavenger Cup tournament, so I did that. And let's see here. I might as well talk about that a little bit since we're on the subject. So the Scavenger Cup tournament, I want to know what you guys think. So, I mean, it's great that you get the mats that much faster. I can't remember what the rate is, like 40% faster, something like that. And you only get 500 mats total for each type of mat. So you get your mats really fast. So I feel like that's a good balance between getting your mats really fast. You build up your mats faster, but you have a less amount total that you can carry. I feel like that's a pretty good balance the way they equaled that out, because you can get back up to the max pretty fast. Now let's see here. The other thing is with that, within that game mode in the cup tournament, you gain 50 health or shield whenever you get an elimination, and that is huge. I mean, you could, if you're at 100 health and then you take somebody out, you get 50 shield. Man, that is insane. Now, I actually like this concept a lot, guys. I like that you get some sort of reward for getting an elimination. Now, here's the only thing I don't like about it is that I feel like it's too buff. I mean, 50 shield, that is a lot. I mean, a lot. Especially early game. Now, and I feel like it's just not balanced, because if I eliminate somebody early game, I have 150 health right away. And then if I go get in a battle with somebody, and I have that extra 50 shield, and I take them out too, then I'm at 100 health, 100 shield, and the next person I run into, if they haven't gotten an elimination yet, they are at a huge disadvantage. Now, this is a great strategy to get points within the Scavenger Cup tournament, is to go for early eliminations because of the rewards you get for getting those shields. I just feel like if it was ever going to be implemented in a regular game mode, into regular solos, duos, or squads, that it is too OP for sure. Just because, if I'm the person who has that 50 shield, man, I feel great. but it kind of feels weird to be like so early game where you're running around. If you just happen to pick up a gun, you run up to somebody, you land somewhere like tilted where everybody's running around trying to get something. You can get a couple of kills really fast, real early game, and then be super buff really fast with those shields. And it just makes it a little. It makes you as the player a little bit too buff. And then if you're the player who didn't land, if you didn't land and get a great gun right away and you didn't get an elimination right away, I don't feel like you should be penalized that much that early in the game. So maybe if it was just like 25 health and 25 shield that you gained, that would make it a little bit better. I'm just thinking, especially end game, it feels fine to me, but the early game is where it feels way too OP for me to be getting the health and the shield that much, just because again at that point you're almost indestructible. I mean, depending on what the other players have, of course, and how good they are, but man, you can really do a lot of damage early game. Let's see here. Oh, and I got to play a little bit yesterday and getting 7 points. Now I think, I played about an hour and 15 minutes. I think if I got to play a full 5 hours, that is the window for the tournament. I think I could get the 30 points. I didn't get to play at all today, just because I had a late day at work, which I was kind of bummed about. Just because one, I didn't get to play any of the Scavenger Cup tournament, and then I missed most of my Seattle Seahawks game when I was, on for Thursday Night Football. So that was a bummer too. But man, I do like that the window for the tournaments is longer, though. That's one thing I like. Kind of lost track here. What was the point I was going to get to? Oh yeah, I got the 7 points. So I definitely feel like a full window, 5 hours, it would be doable to get 30 points. Now I know Bob Dan 69 was telling me that he cut himself off an hour early, and he got up and he was playing today, and he got himself up to 18 points. And he said it definitely did start getting tougher near the end, just because in these tournaments, the more points you score, they're going to start putting you in lobbies with other people with similar scores. So that means all those people are really good too. So he said when he was getting to the towards the end circles, there would be a lot more people alive still in those end circles, just kind of like what you would see in the fall skirmish type of deal. So that'd be interesting to see. I'm hoping one of these days that I will get to play a little bit longer for one of these tournaments, especially since they extended the window for how long you can play during the day. It's 5 hours now instead of the 3 hours it was before. So at least they changed that. And so hopefully I will get a chance to play a little bit more of those. Let's see here. Let's go over the week 8 challenge list, you guys. We got our new challenges for today. And the challenges are, let's see here. You need to, there's a stage one again where the first one here is visit Lonely Lodge and Retail Row in a single match. The next one comes is dance with a fish trophy at different named locations. 6-shooter or heavy assault rifle eliminations, get 2 of those. Oh, and then the dance with the fish trophy at different named locations, that you got to get 7 of those total. You need to get a score of 3 on different clay pigeon shooters. You need to get 3. You need to do that 3 times total. You need to get 250,000 trick points in a vehicle. You need to visit different name locations in a single match. You got to do 4 of those, 4 different name locations in a match. And then another stage one, for the first one is use grappling hook. Now let me see actually if I can find the stage ones really quick and tell you what all the stages are. as you unlock the stages, it's going to tell you what the next thing to do is, anyways. But I can tell you here that way you kind of have an idea of what you're going to be doing. So, for the visit, the stage one, where you need to visit two different places. So, the first one is you need to visit Lonely Lodge and Retail Row. And then the second stage is Junction and Pleasant Park. The next stage is Flesh Factory and Fatal Fields. Stage 4 is going to be Haunted Hills and Lazy Links. And then stage 5 is Tomato Temple and Shifty Shafts. Let's see here. And then the last one, the one where you use the grappling hook. So you need to use the grappling hook. You need to use a launch pad in stage 2. And then stage 3, use a rift to go. So those are all pretty straightforward. But there you go. That is the list for how to do those. Let's go over the item shop. We got some new items in the item shop today, so let's take a look at those. In the item shop, we have a couple of new outfits. They are the Arcane Art set. The first one is Castor. He is a male wizard. I like his gray beard. He's got on, a wizard coat, trench coat type of thing. He's got some gems on his back. Let's see here. He's got some sort of potion that he's wearing on his waist. He's got a potion in his pocket. I like his look a lot. He also comes with a back bling, the Spellbinder back bling. Let's see here. Let's take a look at Elmira. This is the female version of the Arcane Arts outfits. I like her a lot. I like her wizard hat. She's got a spell book on her waist. She's got some sort of potion on her belt. She's got some Harry Potter looking type glasses. Let's see here. And then she's got a tome pouch back bling, which I like. It's got some feathers on it. It looks like it's got another spell book in there for her, another potion, a little pan for her. She's going to be doing some cooking. Ooh, she's got a little money bag too. Cool, cool, cool. I like those ones. And then they also have some items as well. The harvesting tool is the spell slinger. I like the way this one looks a lot. You guys know I like the dynamic type of items, things that move around. It's got a crystal there in the middle, and it's got the little cubes floating around it. And then you have the magic wings glider. I like this too. Really sparkly, really shiny. I like the way they flap. I like it a lot, actually. Let's see here. Let's go over the daily items. The daily items, you get the Shadow Ops outfit. I'm a fan of this one, of course. You get the Voyager glider. You get the Ranger outfit. You get the glow stick harvesting tool. I am a big fan of this harvesting tool because it does make the sound like a lightsaber when you swing it. You get the zany emote. And you have the slow clap emote. Alrighty, guys, that's your item shop for the day. So let's go over a tip for the day. And this is going to be to using the mounted turret, especially now that it's been nerfed. But even then, there's still some things that you can do to make this, better, even after the nerf. So one of the things is that this thing works great with a Porta Fortress. So if you happen to pick up a Porta Fortress and you have a mounted turret, you are going to be doing some damage. Throw that Porta Fortress down. Obviously, go to the top of your Porta Fortress. Go near the edge. Build a floor and 3 walls around it as well on the bottom of it. That way, it's got extra support. That way you don't get knocked down if somebody happens to come up to the top of your Porta Fortress with you. That is a great way to really do some damage with the mounted turret. Another thing, of course, is just build. Don't build up. If you happen to be out in the open somewhere, don't build like a one by one, or build up a little tower. Just build a single floor on the ground, so you don't have to worry about a structure getting knocked down. Because if your structure gets knocked down, your turret comes down as well. If you are going to be down on the ground and you're using mounted turret, I would suggest building like just a one by one. Do 4 walls around. Put a ramp down there in the middle, then your floor on top, and then put your mounted turret there on top of that. That way you have 5 different pieces of build that are holding up your mounted turret so that you won't get knocked down right away. Alrighty, guys, that is your tip for the day. So that is going to be the episode for today. So I just want to remind you that you can go join, be part of the community by joining the Discord. Go follow me over on Twitch. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. If you leave a 5-star rating and a written review, you're going to get a shout out here on the show. Make sure you guys share the show as well. If you have friends, tell them about the show, because you know what? Ever since this new update came out, I am seeing a lot of so-and-so didn't stick the landing in the kill feed in the games I'm playing. And if these people aren't going and reading the patch notes for themselves, they need to be listening to Daily Fortnite. That way they can have somebody tell them what the new things are in this game. That way they are not going to be jumping off of mountains or building sky bases and jumping off sky bases thinking that they're going to be safe, or just building up with their materials and not fortifying. We just had an episode a couple days ago saying to not waste your mats because of the glider redeploy. Well, now go ahead, use those mats up. Use your walls in front of your ramps now to protect those again. That way you're not getting knocked down. Just again, tell your friends, because I am seeing, it's only been out for I guess 2 days now, yesterday and today, but man, still, even in that amount of time, over and over every match, especially beginning of the game, this tells me that people are landing at the beginning of the game, probably at tilted towers, landing on top of buildings, grabbing something real quick, and then not remembering or just not knowing that glider redeploy has been taken out of regular game modes, but people are jumping off after they pick something up, thinking that they're going to be safe. Alrighty, guys, thank you for all that. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Until then, have fun, be safe, and don't get lost in the storm.